What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. We live and direct. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. I'm hoping so. Um, I'm gonna wait till y'all come on in here to see if y'all can actually hear me. Can y'all hear me? Whoever is in this live stream, please comment and let me know if you can hear me. I'm using this microphone, so I'm hoping that it's connected properly. Asia, what's going on? Can you hear me, Asia? Okay, cool. Glad you can hear me. It's late at night. Um, I really didn't know if anybody was really gonna pop on at this time, but we can see. We can see what's happening, y'all. What's going on? Celtics girl, what's happening? What's happening? And I should have went on earlier, but had a lot going on. My baby girl went to her first homecoming dance. Um, my son had a nice little day and had to dress up. Uh, had to dress up for a school event. So yeah, man. So we don't agree on boxing at all. It's all right. We don't gotta agree on everything, man. That's life. People gonna disagree. They're gonna agree on certain stuff and not agree on certain things, but it's all love. You probably talking about my Mike Tyson video. I know people don't like when I say certain stuff about Mike Tyson. Speaking of boxing, man, I'm gonna have a conversation later about Layla Ali and Clarissa Shields and that whole situation. But yeah, man, Lariat Adams was happening. He said, "Where can I find the butter biscuits?" That's crazy. You can find the butter biscuits at Jason Whitlock's house. You know what I mean? Jason Whitlock's house. You can find Jason Whitlock's crib. You can find it at the Cartier family's house. You know what I mean? At the house they do their content at, it's all in their house. You hear me? Judge Joe Brown got butter biscuits. I'm talking about he got them in a cart right now on Amazon. Seriously. The Butter Biscuit Boys falling all over themselves to defend these adults, aren't they? Hey, look, so yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So for those who don't know, and I'm gonna go on. I was gonna wait a few minutes, but I can go into it. We got about 26 people on. I'm not sure how many we gonna get on tonight, but let's talk about it. So the other day, it was discovered that there was a leaked group chat out there from young GOP, grand old party, aka Republican leaders, young Republican leaders, saying all type of racist stuff. All type of racist stuff about black folks. They talking crazy about Jewish folks. I'm talking about they in there having gas chamber fantasies, N-words flying left and right, calling black folks all type of watermelon people, all type of monkeys. I'm talking about one of them was talking about some Kool-Aid to go with the watermelon and using different variations of the N-word. It was crazy. And the one that was talking about different variations of the N-word and talking about, do you want some Kool-Aid with that watermelon? His ass looked like Quasimodo from the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And I'm looking like, brother, you don't need to be talking about nobody. Frollo needs to keep you locked up in a dungeon, goddammit. I don't know. How did you sneak out? How did you sneak out? For real, because this is crazy. But yeah, man, like, I'm looking at all of this. We seeing all of this from this group chat. These are MAGA to the core individuals. These people are MAGA to the core, right? Now, and this is the thing. I remember when, during the time that of Donald Trump's the first election, right, 2016, and you had people trying to tell individuals, how do you know people with MAGA are racist? How are you determining that? How are you coming to that conclusion? Same thing during the re-election time, the second election, the second term, when he was running again. How do you guys know that people in MAGA are racist? You guys are making assumptions. Well, listen, look at this here. So instead of trying to gaslight black folks and other people into thinking that we crazy and these things are a figment of our imagination, look at what's coming from the young individuals on that side. Look at what's coming. And again, Look at what they in there calling people black. I mean, black folks, all type of watermelon people, all type of monkeys. Talking about gas chambers, and they in there calling grape assault, sexual assault epic, right? What type of demonic type talk is this? And then they'll try to convince you that everybody else that says something about this, we just tripping. It's a figment of our imagination. These people on these right wingers, extreme right wingers, we are just, they're just good people with good old fashioned values and so on and so forth. Yeah, good old fashioned values of the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan. Let's be for real. And this is why I get upset when I see so many YouTubers, so many content creators bend over backwards to try to defend these individuals. Bend over backwards, trying to do everything under the sun to defend people like this. Stevie Knight of the Ku Klux Klan, the Cartier family, I'm gonna say, shout out to my boy Tori, and I ain't talking about you, bro. What's the other one? Aquarius Wave. All these individuals, they defend these people. And look at what they're saying about black folks, right? Look at what they're saying about black people. Now, the interesting part about this, JD Vance, vice president. JD Vance, when news about this breaks, here's your boy JD Vance. He says, and I quote, kids do stupid things, especially young boys. By focusing on what kids are saying in group chats, grow up. Focus on the real issues. Don't focus on what kids are saying in group chats. Kids, these are grown-ass adults. These individuals in their 20s and 30s. A great amount of the men in the chat, they in their 30s. Calling them kids is crazy and then chalking it up to boys will be boys. What? But it doesn't surprise me because, during a time where we saw, I want to say, 20, 30, about 30, 40 years ago, when we would see a lot of these right-wingers and their sons get caught up in sexual assault situations, it would always get dismissed as boys will be boys and all that type of stuff. So it doesn't shock me when we find a group chat where people are making fun of or calling grape, take the G off of grape, calling grape epic, talking about black folks, calling them all type of watermelon people. It doesn't shock me that JD Vance looks at these group of men, and there's women in here too, these group of men and women. It doesn't shock me that he looks at them as just, oh, they're just kids just joking around. Kids will be kids. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? Again, this is JD Vance code. Like, he really is excusing this. He's really excusing this, but this is not a shock to me at all. MAGA conservatives will always find a way to give grace and empathy to white supremacists, time and time again. Now, we live in a country where people were losing their jobs for having negative things to say about Charlie Kirk, a man who was, again, extremely racist. And he was not trying to hide it at all. But people lost their jobs for talking about Charlie Kirk and saying negative things about him. But these individuals right here, like this JD Vance is out here protecting these individuals, calling them kids, giving them a blanket of protection. You see the times we living in? Like, what? Charlie Kirk get to say all type of crazy stuff about black folks and every other type of ethnicity of people. He could go out here making excuses for people talking crazy about Palestinians, all type of stuff. William Hendricks looked like Quasimodo from the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Shelton, what's happening with you? Yep, look crazy talking about black folks all vile and despicable. But once again, we see that this country, that the individuals in this country, the right-wing conservatives, the MAGA conservatives, always find a way to give grace to people who are hateful individuals, especially people that spew anti-black hate. It's always, they always get an excuse for it. They always got an out for being racist in these type of ways. It's crazy, But when it came to jokes about Charlie Kirk, People was trying to incite World War II against these individuals. People were wishing people burned in hell. Those folks, people that made any type of comment about Charlie Kirk that wasn't calling him a hero and wasn't kissing his ass, oh, it was hellfire. He said white wing conservative, right wing. Did I say that on accident? If I, what they call it, what you call it, a slip. But yeah, he's talking about he's a white wing. But yeah, calling these individuals kids is ridiculous. Ridiculous. So you got a strike on your channel about Charlie Kirk. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure they were handing out strikes left and right about him. But these individuals, Sam Douglas, Peter Giunta, Joseph Maligno, William Hendricks, all of these individuals, Luke Masserman, they were able to just say the most hateful stuff and have protection from the vice president. J.D. Vance out here, hey man, let's talk about the real issues. Every time somebody on that side do something vile and say some despicable things, it's a deflection tactic. Let's talk about the real issues. No, let's talk about individuals from your party saying hateful, racist things and being despicable people. Let's talk about that. No, we're not going to we're not going to try to move the conversation elsewhere. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that because, again, I watch individuals try to figure out ways to blame black folks for Charlie Kirk's unaliving everything. Blame black folks. All it was black folks' fault. People were trying to figure out a way to blame black people for Charlie Kirk. But now they trying to get a way to absolve themselves of these individuals. These people, they in their 20s and 30s. He's talking about calling them kids. Calling them kids. But when it came to them white supremacists going on campus at Tennessee State, they called all the black students. Oh, people were calling them all type of despicable names. Oh, they're horrible individuals, horrible people. Because they didn't want a conversation with people who were obviously racist and obviously there to start some BS for their own agenda. Because they were trying to get people off campus who they knew were not coming. They came with disingenuous purposes. They were disingenuous in their whole purpose of coming. When it came when it came to the students at Tennessee State, oh, they were horrible. All the MAGA conservatives were talking crazy about the black students. All of that. They weren't kids. They weren't just kids in their criticisms of the students at Tennessee State. It was all these despicable people. They're horrible. You can't talk to these people. All of that, right? But now these grown-ass adults in their 20s and 30s, they getting a kid blanket to put on themselves? You putting a kid blanket on them? Are you serious? Are you serious, man? I'm like, oh, this is just crazy. This is really really rich for real. But it don't surprise me at all. And I'm watching JD Vance. I'm looking like, okay, let's see if you can try to Ivy League your way out of this whole situation. Let's see if you can intellectualize your way out of enabling fascism. Yeah, some of them in their 40s, kids. What can you imagine if I would have done something crazy or said something wild and despicable at 19? They would have said, oh, he's a grown man. He's over the age of 18. He knows better. He knows better. It wouldn't been no excuse for me. So, yeah, who was a kid? Like y'all said, Tamir Rice was a kid. That was a kid. Tamir Rice was a kid. Trayvon Martin, a kid. And I saw the MAGA conservatives, a lot of them, making jokes about Trayvon Martin's death on a regular basis, putting up all type of disrespectful memes regarding Trayvon Martin. You got people in this country with getting Skittle bags and Arizona teas autographed by George Zimmerman. And somehow, some way, that wasn't racist. That wasn't racist. You know, it wasn't racist. But and then we see this right here. We see this. We see these leaked group chat. We saw this leaked group chat, and people are still trying to figure out a way to absolve these low life individuals in the group chat. It's like just figure out a way to try to make it okay. You know, if they make excuses for January 6ers, yeah, they'll make excuse for anything. Absolutely, absolutely, man. But to me, it's always crazy how they try to intellectualize their way out of enabling fascism and enabling, like, just again, horrible individuals. You can't explain your way out of this. Once again, these are not kids. These are not kids. Look, look, look. Charlie X said they're gonna find a way to blame the lack of black fathers for this. Yeah, this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna say you only care about this because you're too emotional. You don't have a father at home to guide you through your emotions. That is the stuff that they try to do. That's what they try to do to stop us from talking about certain things. Racist individuals they're gonna try to spin it to lack of fathers. Oh, you're only upset about this because you're too emotional because you don't have a father at home. It's ridiculous, man. They still clinging on to that narrative like it ain't nothing, for real. And like I told y'all, when I was in grad school in Jonesboro, Arkansas, boy, I saw a whole lot of white baby mamas who had white baby daddies. And the white dudes was getting up out of there on them. So to act like, black men are just, we just abandon our children. We the only ones that do this and all that. Like, man, listen. What? I saw it in Jonesboro, Arkansas. We not gonna do that. But yeah, man, I just was like, man, I meant to make this video or get on live and talk about this the other day. But like I said, I be having a lot of stuff going on sometimes, and then I start doing something else, and then I forget about coming on live, or I work throughout the week and I work nights. So a lot of times I'm trying to get sleep, and sometimes I oversleep to I'm like, man, I was supposed to wake up about an hour ago so I can live stream for an hour, and I get behind, but we was gonna talk about this. I wasn't gonna let this slide. I wasn't gonna let it ride at all. Because it just amazes me the margin of error that is allowed for certain people in this country and not allowed for others. But it's again, it's not shocking to me. I'm amazed at the way that they tried to figure out a way to make it seem like it's not an issue. And the man really went to call these grown people kids, man. Kids is my son I got in that room right now. That's a kid. My daughter, that is a kid. She 14. Zero say congrats on 28K, Mac. You getting close to that 30K. I appreciate it. We gonna keep building. We gonna keep going, man. I thank all y'all for coming on, especially at such an odd time of the night. Like I said, I know most of y'all, some of y'all, it's probably 12 o'clock with some of y'all at, almost 1 o'clock. Say, imagine calling someone 38 years old a kid. Yeah. Like, can you imagine? That's like calling LeBron James a kid. They're probably be like, what? This man got gray hairs in his head, in his beard. This is a kid to you? Talking about kids. What? No, you grow up. Stop. We're not stupid. And I hate when people try to I don't like individuals that try to piss on people and tell us it's raining. Go run that to somebody else that they just kids. That's not flying over here. That's not flying over here, dog. It's not, But yeah, they out here. They was in the group chat having gas chamber fantasies. I'm talking about what's the one? Y'all said his name already. I said his name. I wrote his name down. William Hendricks. He using different variations of the N-word. He talking about watermelon and put some Kool-Aid with a watermelon, talking about black people. It's crazy. And again, the man looked like Quasimodo. Quasimodo for real. Quasimodo might be his father. Shit, I don't know. He looked like he off that tree. Yeah, having great fantasies, everything. And then will tell us that we are more prone to criminal thoughts and criminal behavior and all of that. You know, Charlie Kirk, they started talking that Charlie Kirk talk. Black people, we just gonna victimize everybody. Look at the individual, look at what they want to do. They want to carry out the worst type of actions against people. They are itching to. And if we lived in a society where you could do these type of things for one day, like the movie The Purge, they will be out here doing this for real. These are people, again, these are respected individuals within, you know, within the Republican Party, all of that. And look how they talking. So to act like, oh, these vile thoughts and black people are just so inherently criminal more than anybody, any other group of people. Look at what they said. They having gas chamber fantasies. They talking about what are the women? What's her name? I don't even know if I'm pronouncing her name right. I'm sorry, y'all. What was the name? Annie? Is it K Caddy? K Caddy? I don't know how to pronounce the last name. She having fantasies about watching people burn and everything. So what is that? What is that, fam? Hold on, what you say? Hunchback came out in 96, but you act like you were born in 2000. When have I ever acted like I was born in 2000? You know that's a lie. You ain't never. Hold on, my fault, John. My fault. I didn't get the thing came out. You ain't never seen me acting like I was born in 2000 at all. I don't know what you're talking about, Andre. Every time I get on here, I tell y'all I'm born in 93. Shelton, I appreciate the donation, brother. I appreciate you, dog. You say you can't have black fatigue and stalk us too. Exactly. Come on. You have black fatigue, but so worried about black people, talking about black people all day long. Can't keep black people off your mind. Figuring out ways to discuss us in the worst way. But you got all this black fatigue. You tired of black people this, tired of black folks that. But your mind stay on black people. Stay talking about black folks, even when we not even in the mix at times. You know? So, and that's real, man. But I appreciate the donation, Shelton. It mean a lot to me and my family, boss. Yeah, the Crowder conversation in the barbershop was complete nonsense. It was. Talking about Steven Crowder. And I made a video regarding that. Like, first of all, to have all of this, again, black fatigue, and you're so scared of black people. You're scared of the criminal minds of black people and the criminal behaviors of black folks. But you sat your ass in a black barbershop. Came to a black barbershop and sat down and started a conversation with black folks, but you so scared of black people. It's a bunch of BS. And they try to intellectualize their anti-black racism on a regular basis. Steven Crowder, one of them individuals who thinks he can use big words to make his racism, to validate his racism. No. Fam, I'm very well versed with the thesaurus as well. I know words in the thesaurus too. So you can use every big word if you want to. But I know you can't stand black folks. I know you spew racist rhetoric on a regular basis and try to mask it as something else. I know you're anti-black like an Oedipus Rex motherfucker. Let me stop, because if I start cussing, they're gonna start trying to mess with my video. But yeah, like, come on, fam. What are we doing? You said I can't remember seeing Jordan play, although, I mean, bro, I wanted to watch Hunchback. You think I wanted to watch Michael Jordan when I was 3 years old, fam? No. I wanted to watch Quasimodo and the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Of course, I remember that more than Michael Jordan. God Family USA, I appreciate the donation. I appreciate the donation. But yeah, like, come on. I told you I started watching basketball actively in the year 2000. Only thing I remember from Michael Jordan is 1998 year. That 1998 season, because I was watching it with my father on a regular basis because he watched the Bulls all the time. You know? But yeah, man, like I forgot where I was going when I was talking. I was talking about something. Oh yeah, Steven Crowder. Yeah, like this whole trying to justify black fatigue. What are you doing? There's no justification for that. But again, they will try to use all them big words to try to make it seem like he's validated in his stance. I know all of that stuff too. I know the fact that you would have the temerity, the unmitigated gall to come in a black barbershop talking that talk you talking. You out your mind. And you should have got checked in the first place. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, they shouldn't even allowed you to come up in there doing all that. No, I'm not, especially due to the fact that Steven Crowder was looking to have a conversation with people he felt and knew were not as equipped to debate him as others. He won't dare try to do that with Van Lathan at all. Like he tried to go in there, and I'm not trying to say anything about the brothers in the barbershop. They tried their best and held their own. But he knows it's certain other people he could have debated that would have definitely countered a lot of the arguments he was making easily. It would have easily like, hey, yo, I'm gonna make a great counter argument to that. He knew that, but he wanted to go into the barbershop to have this debate to make himself look smarter than he actually is, and to get off that anti-black hate in a way where he not getting, I guess, the certain pushback that will make him look stupid. You know? God Family USA, man, I appreciate the donation once again, boss. I appreciate you, man. Me and my family both appreciate it. But yeah, like that was the purpose of him going in there. Like he knew he was at an advantage arguing against them, and said, well, you know what? Let me go into the barbershop. And then look at the comments on his page when he went into the barbershop. All of them making fun of the way the black men speak, you know what I'm saying? The way the vernacular we use and all of that. You know, again, so he knew what he was doing. I'm looking like, in retrospect, I'm like, why they shouldn't even let him in there. Come into black spaces to talk about how you so tired of black folks. Hell, I'm not. And again, we're in a climate now, this debate me, bro. That debate me culture. And black people get shamed for not wanting to debate them about civil liberties. And like just being a like what? Human decency. I'm not debating you about human decency. No. Have a debate with me about, I'm not debating you about your racism. Because no matter what I say, you're going to maintain that ideology. Those thoughts are gonna stay with you. Nothing I can say to change your mind. I'm not gonna waste my breath on that. You know what you're doing. Like I said in other live streams, you know this is anti-black hate that you're spewing. You don't care. You're trying to figure out a way to make it be okay. It's a waste of time. Yes, Charlie X, it's a waste of time sitting and arguing with you about your anti-black hate. Like, what? I'm not doing that, bro. That's why when they came on Tennessee, what's that? The Fearless Debaters. When that group came on Tennessee State's campus, I said, yeah, they did the right thing. Run them off. Get them up out of here. They're not coming to do anything but cause chaos. And then cause chaos. They wanted to incite violence against them. They wanted the worst to happen to say, look at these young black kids. They're ignorant. They're of, they're of the left. And the left is just evil and violent. They wanted to pull that card. They wanted the black folks to wild out and put hands on them. And they wanted the worst physical altercation. So they can say, hey, they don't even want to debate us. These people can't be talked to. We have to resort to other actions. That's what they were hoping for. You know? I'm looking in the chat. What you talking about, bro? God Family USA. Hold on, I'm looking at something. Oh yeah, I'm looking at my phone. I'm looking at the chat, y'all. But yeah, like that whole Steven Crowder debate. I'm like, yeah, it's what are we doing here? What are we doing here? There's no purpose in doing any of that. I'm never going to debate human decency with people. Like your racist ways. Sometimes, sometimes I feel like some folks have to be checked for their anti-blackness, especially when you black. Like Abba talking to Stevie Knight, that needed to like. I'm so glad it happened because it really showed Stevie Knight has no opinions of his own. He only watches these extreme right wingers, these right wing individuals. He watches these MAGA racists. Yeah, he watches these MAGA racists, and then he picks up their talking points and spews that he mimics their rhetoric. He has no thoughts of his own, and it was proven in that debate. It was proven in that debate. Stevie Knight is not as smart as he thinks he is. He thinks he's extremely smart, like smarter than everybody else. He's not. It shows that again, he contradicts himself a whole lot and says whatever to pander to anti-black racists who follow him on YouTube. And this is a pattern for a lot of black content creators on YouTube. A lot of them latch on to anti-black rhetoric in hopes of making a lot of money, in hopes of driving up the revenue. And now it's getting called out by a lot of content creators like me and other individuals in this chat. Like, yo, we not standing for that. We not having it. We not having it. Cause YouTube has been the playground for a lot of these anti-black racists. And they look for people that look like me to say anti-black stuff so that it can give some type of credibility to their racist behavior. So they can say, I'm not racist because this black man and this black woman, they're saying the same things I'm saying. I'm never going to give them that type of ammunition. I'm not. Said nocturnal animals. Yes, that nocturnal animal rhetoric going to get their own people hurt all over some YouTube views. Yeah, you're going to incite violence against your own people for YouTube views and revenue. That could never be me. Somebody said, don't be sleep. I'm sorry. Says, I haven't heard any black Republicans talk about the Young Republican National Federation group chat. They would rather talk about everything else, though. Yes, they rather talk about what about Chicago? What about Chicago? Call the National Guard in Chicago. And they rather talk about we don't have no fathers in the home, and black people need to be held accountable. And they rather talk about they still want to talk about Kamala Harris and all of that, rather than talking about people in that political party that they have aligned themselves with. They don't want to talk about the individuals in the grand old party talking crazy about black people, vile about people that look like them. They want to ignore that. But as I said before, people like the black MAGA folks, oh my God, they will try to figure out a way to explain anti-black racism. You know how stupid you got to be trying to to try to absolve folks of obvious anti-black hate. For what? To be a token for them? They don't like you. But a lot of people got to learn on their own, man. A lot of people have got to learn on their own, and everybody get their wake-up call. You know what wake-up call I'm talking about. Everybody get their wake-up call every once in a while, right? Some people learn from it. Most of them don't. Most of them just keep going down that rabbit hole, especially if it's making them a lot of money. So, hell, you seen the Hodge twins get told that you ain't coming to no all-white town we got. Told them, thanks for the support, but no. Stay your ass over there. Yeah, black MAGA quiet like a mug. Ain't saying a word. You ain't hearing a word from Officer Tatum. the Hodge twins and none of them. Where's the Cartier family at? The baby buck dancers, the baby nocturnal animals. Where are they at? I'm like, remember when Cameron? I always say this. I always love when Cam said this on the "You Gotta Love It" disc. Remember when Cameron dissed Jay-Z on "You Gotta Love It," and he was like, "Where's Sauce Money at? Where are they at? I'm like, where the Cartier family at? Where are they at? God damn." I love to call them the baby buck dancers. Boy, the baby buck dancers that line up for them butter biscuits. And you know I called Judge Joe Brown. Next time you on an Art of Dialogue, he needs to be asked about this right here. All that, stop asking him about Judge Mathis and Kamala Harris and all. Ask him about what we saw in their group chat, so we can get his opinion on that. And let's see if he's going to keep going out of his way to protect anti-black racists. Are you going to keep laying down a blanket of protection for racist white folks who can't stand people that look like you? Because you know I call Judge Joe Brown a butter biscuit eating senile buck dancer. You feel me? No, I called him a butter biscuit eating senile Sambo. That's what I called him. That is what I had to get it right. My fault. Cause every time you look up, he talk when it's black people, when it's black folks, he cussing. He calling black folks every name under the sun, whether it's Jasmine Crockett, whether it's Judge Mathis. I'm talking about he going crazy. Anytime it's a black person he don't agree with, they all type of MFs, all type of BITCHs and hoes and all everything you can think of. Black folks, we every type of name, every type of name you ever heard. He using all different type of variations of cuss words to address black folks. When it come to white folks who are obviously racist, oh, he's so nice, so polite. He give them all the grace in the world. I'm talking about Charlie, the way he was out here defending Charlie Kirk, riding for Charlie Kirk. I'm like, man, is this your cousin that we don't know about or something? Are you related to them in some way? For real? Because what is going on? The way he tried to lay out that blanket of protection for Charlie Kirk, I said, man, this brother here is gone. And in the comment section, so many people, we gotta look out for Judge Joe Brown. He's one of the real ones. All because you agree with him about his stance about gay folks. And you riding out with that, or you don't like Kamala Harris. So now you giving him all type of outs for riding out with a known white supremacist. He said, what you call him again? A butter biscuit eating senile Sambo. That's what I call Judge Joe Brown. Because this man, he's getting on my nerves, and I had to make content about him because I'm like, this just keeps going on and on and on. Speaking of Kwame Brown and Rap God Reloaded, you brought up Kwame. Is Kwame out here talking about his MAGA? Boy, he is a MAGA shield. And he got mad at me for calling him out about being a MAGA shield. Came in my comment section talking about all you had to do, you know how Kwame be talking. Mama's cooking, boy. Mama's cooking, boy. All you had to do was come talk to me. I'm live every day. You could come talk to me versus making content like that. No, I'm not. I'm going to make content like this so I can tell other black folks what you be on. Because he started out acting like he was champion. He was the champion of the black man. I'm out here. He's like, he out here riding out for black. He was a black man crusader. Tried to act like he was crusading for black people. I'm out here defending the black athlete against the vile nature of the get along game that talks about black athletes and denigrates them. I'm here to protect the black athlete. Then start doing the same thing that he said Stephen A. Smith was doing. I mean, attacking LeBron James left and right. LeBron ain't never said nothing bad about Kwame at all. But was going at LeBron James. Then you see a lot of anti-black stuff being said on this page. And I said, oh, I know what this is. You were part of the MAGA play world, you know? Hold on, y'all. Uh-oh. Yeah, I said, I know what this is. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. One second. I said, man, I know what this is, man. Kwame, you on that MAGA train. Cause you know, if you make LeBron hate content, if you say you hate LeBron James, if you despise his guts, all of that, you know, you're gonna draw in the MAGA crowd. And then I started looking at the content he was making before he got popping, right? I'm seeing him victim shaming Breonna Taylor. You know, I'm seeing the American flag all around him in videos. And again, there's nothing wrong with, you know, being happy to be an American. But, you know, I always look at brothers that always got American flags all around them. I'll be kind of suspicious of them, right? Again, not because you shouldn't be happy to be in America, but it's like when you're trying to be super patriotic, it just gives me like, um, it gives me, I'm a real American, a real American, real American. You know, that Hulk Hogan real American vibe. That's what I get when I see that, you know? So yeah, man. He said, where's Nelly at? Where's Nelly? Oh yeah. Then Kwame Brown, Kyle Rittenhouse. He riding out for Kyle Rittenhouse. We all, yeah, Charlie X. When I saw that, I knew what time he was on. I knew what time he was on. You know? So yeah, where's Kwame? Did Kwame Brown talk about this? I want to go listen. I gotta go to his YouTube channel and see if he talked about it for real. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I gotta see. I have to see if he talked about this. Cause the way he, man, the way he do, I mean, if this was somebody, if this was damn, if you saw this type of text from anybody black that was like, you know, on the left, oh man, he would have a fit. He would have a fit. And Kwame Brown got mad at me because I'll call Kwame out for protecting Charlie Kirk and riding out for Charlie Kirk so strong. Man, he was out here talking about that man, he had a family, he had a wife, he was a husband, and y'all up here talking about him. Leave him alone. Hey, get your goof ass on, bro. Like, come on, let's be for it's just, yeah. But yeah, I'm like, where are all the black MAGA individuals at now? Where the black MAGA folks at now after all this information then came out? You can hear a fish piss in the water right now. They super quiet. They are super. You can hear a fish piss in the pond right now. He said if Kwame lived up to the #1 pick, he wouldn't even be on YouTube to begin with at all. He wouldn't. He wouldn't at all. You're absolutely right. And that's why I say, you know, the way Kwame, we got a goofy black MAGA in the chat. I'm seeing. Yeah, I'm looking at it, man. Yeah, like even Judge Joe Brown. Judge Joe Brown was out here defending. Judge Joe Brown was out here defending Charlie Kirk. And I'm like, Charlie Kirk would have been the same man telling Judge Joe Brown he didn't earn his gavel. He would have been looking at Judge Joe Brown. Hey, pal, I like you, pal, but I don't know if you earned that gavel. DEI, maybe you became a judge off DEI. Was it DEI that got you that gavel? Hey, pal, I don't know if you're qualified, pal. Charlie Kirk would have been hitting Judge Joe Brown with all that. All that. But here come I'm Judge Joe Brown here. Well, I wouldn't call him a racist. I wouldn't call him that. I just think he has a difference of opinion. Back in my day, we played the dozens. Back in my day, we played the dozens. And we had tough skin back in my day to where if somebody says something about you, you say something back. Nowadays, we just become soft. And people get mad at words. And but I wouldn't call them racist. I wouldn't do such a thing. Yeah, I know you wouldn't, Judge. I know you wouldn't, Judge Joe Brown. And I always said he sounds like a country Eeyore. What? Judge Joe Brown be sitting in them interviews talking 1 mile per minute. Brother talk he say 3 words per minute. Judge, that's how Judge Joe Brown be talking, boy. I mean, that brother say 3 to 5 words per minute. Well, I wouldn't call him a racist. Hey, brother, spit it out. Spit it out, brother. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing right now? What are we doing? And the thing too, man, I knew when I made the video about spit it out. I knew when I made the video about Judge Joe Brown, I was like, somebody gonna say, you need to leave him alone. He's an elder. You need to be respectful of your elders. And I was like, man, I'm not out here to protect people who protect anti-black racists. I don't care if you're an elder. Some elders need to be called out and checked. I'm sorry. And we let a lot of ignorant anti-black rhetoric slide because we don't want to say nothing to elders. And I'm a respectful young brother. I don't disrespect elders. I don't just do that just to do it. I'm a respectful young brother. But once you disrespect black folks over and over again and show you don't really care about black people and you become an apologist for anti-black racists, I'm gonna call you out. I don't care how old you are. Frankly, I should have been doing it. We need to do it even more to people like Judge Joe Brown because his black ass been around for too long to be taking up this type of stance like this. You've seen the worst. The worst. You've seen black people be treated the worst throughout your lifetime. And here you go, still giving anti-black racists an out. You still giving them an out. Morgan Freeman too, absolutely right. That's why I've been clowning Morgan Freeman on my YouTube channel for a long time. For that, because that statement that he said about the way to end racism is to stop talking about it, that statement is crazy. That was a crazy statement to even be making. But a lot of racists latched onto that statement and pushed. They love that statement. They always retweet that statement. If you want to end racism, stop talking about it. And I said, in what world do we solve a problem by not talking about it? What world do we do that? We don't do that. In no world do we just stop racism by not talking about it. At all. At all. That's never been a thing. We solve a problem by just being quiet. He's too old to even be saying something like that. He know better. But Morgan Freeman he been bumping shoulders with them white elites for a long time, and he knows what to say in order to get on their good side. Especially when Charlie X, some of y'all told me, some of y'all, I think Charlie X told me specifically, he was going through like a situation where he was getting Me Too'd at the time, right? And I guess that was him trying to fall into the good graces of white America by saying, if you want to end racism, stop talking about it. Stop talking. Like, what? Brother, you from Mississippi. I went to college in the Mississippi Delta, Mississippi Valley State University. The state of Mississippi had the Confederate flag in their state flag up until a few years ago. So for you to talk about we're gonna stop racism by stop talking about it, it's ridiculous. Hold on, what did he say? Oh, I'm looking through the chat. Hold on. I have a feeling Anton Daniels gonna bring Mr. Judge. Oh, you know Anton. Oh man, Anton and Judge Joe Brown. Woo, butter biscuit buffet. Butter biscuit buffet, fam. I'm talking about, boy. At that point, the brother, you might see a brother transform into that nocturnal animal on that show, on Anton channel. Seriously. So he went to Grambling. Shout out to Grambling State, man. Shout out to the swag school. Swag love, man. And somebody, hold on, Neon Ray said Judge Joe Brown types have that mutual understanding that with white folk that they would own a slave or two if they could. Yeah, definitely. And then say, well, I wouldn't call me racist by doing this. I wouldn't say I'm a buck dancer. I would say I like to give black folks an opportunity. so silly. Man. But yeah, right. That's why, Shelton. That's why I ain't even that's why he ain't gone yet. Shelton is exactly why, you know? It's exactly why. Say ask Morgan Freeman if he stopped talking about racism in the movie Glory, would they not shoot it? Right. Brother was in Glory talking like this. In Glory. In the movie Glory, he showed what was they going if you just not talked about what happened to black folks and you act like it was a if you act like you were living in utopia, was they not gonna shoot you? Was they not gonna pop you up in that movie, man? Oh man, Leroy Green, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that a ton, boss man. Thank you so much. He said, peace to you, Mac, and salute for calling some of these guys out. Because one of these black conservative rhetoric gonna get somebody hurt. And for what exactly? These nocturnal animals need to stop. Have a good weekend, y'all. You have a good weekend too, brother. I appreciate you, man. Me and my family all appreciate it. Hey, and then too, every time I see my brother named Leroy Green, I keep thinking about The Last Dragon. Show enough. One of the first of all, these little gnats, man. Come on, man. What I don't know where they keep coming from. What is going on up in here? But yeah, every time I see Leroy Green name, I think about the movie The Last Dragon. That's my movie. Show enough, one of the greatest movie villains ever to exist. Am I the meanest? Am I the prettiest? Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town? What's my name? Show enough. What's my name? Show enough. I can't hear you. Hey, show enough was real, man. What that man say? I'm looking for Leroy Green. Junior? Yeah, Junior. The man did a karate. Didn't he do a karate kick on a video game? Yeah, Junior. I say, yo, Julius Carey and Show Enough was so epic, man. But nah, I appreciate it, Leroy, man. I swear I just want to Ty Mac, I wanted to catch a bullet. Like Ty Mac when I saw that, man. I love The Last Dragon, man. Last Dragon, such a good movie. But catching bullets with his teeth, Negro, please. What he's talking about? Did my man's bite his ankle? Boy, he was doing all type of stuff, man. He wasn't in the theater getting it cracking. Hey, showing up it was such a real villain, man. He was fire. I swear I saw that movie when I was a little boy. I was like, man, they need to make this a video game. But no, seriously though, man, yeah, man. I appreciate you, man, and I appreciate everybody that comments and come to the channel, especially when I'm talking about these sellout YouTubers. I'm trying to figure out the words to use for that. You know, a lot of these YouTubers, and it irks my soul because I know what they're doing, and they know what they're doing. And for a while, I was just like, man, what is in the air? Every time I got on YouTube, a new black YouTuber, a MAGA YouTuber, was popping up. Seriously, they all react to the same content over and over again. You'll find a young black couple. They start listening to reacting to music. Then they start reacting to Eminem. Then they go to Tom McDonald. Then it goes to Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder and Tucker Carlson. Then they start reacting to Thomas Sowell. They start reacting to uh, Malcolm X's speech about white liberals. And again, I hate when that clip is used with Malcolm X because white conservatives think that that clip means that Malcolm X liked and he trusted white conservatives. He hated white conservatives too. He felt like white conservatives and white liberals were off the same tree. They were branches on the same tree. But don't get it confused. Just because he went on that, he went and was eviscerating white liberals. He felt the same exact way about white conservatives. He just said they just show their hand publicly. But he hated them. He hated them as well. But for some reason, I watched too many MAGA folk, the MAGA conservatives, use that clip of Malcolm X talking about white liberals they use that as a way to mean, or they try to flip it to that meaning Malcolm X really liked white conservatives. Like, no, and not at all. Not at all. So it gets rather annoying to me when I see them do that too. Yeah, they pick and choose what type of content they want to use. It was cognitive dissonance for sure. Man, buck dancing for 2 piece and a biscuit, and it ain't even the chicken. Now listen, now look, we gotta be honest about Church's chicken. Now we ate Church's chicken growing up in Chicago a lot of times because that was the cheapest chicken we could get. But the chicken greasy as hell. Like, it's not the Popeye's chicken always been better than Church's. Now Church's got them biscuits that's popping, but Popeye's biscuits good too. They just a little dry, but you got to break it up and put it in your red beans and rice. But anyway, what I'm saying is a lot of these brothers on here on YouTube, they out here selling their soul for not even for top of the line butter biscuits and chicken. They getting the chicken from they getting Church's chicken. They ain't even getting Popeyes, and just selling out like crazy. You ain't even getting no Popeyes chicken. You getting Church's chicken. The super greasy chicken that other people don't even want to bother with for real. If you got money, you ain't eating that. Chicken is good even if you got money, you gonna go get that. I ain't running at Church's even, you know what I'm saying? Like Popeyes, I'm going to Popeyes no matter how much money I got. I have $1 million. I'm going to Popeyes. It just ain't, I'm going there. 100%. I don't care what's happening. Hey, this mug is in here wilding out, man. For real. So what does Boston Market have? I've never been before either. Boston Market had all type of stuff. I used to work in Hyde Park, right, in Chicago. I used to go to Boston Market quite often. They got all type of baked chicken and stuff up in there, mashed potatoes. They be having string beans up in there. All different type of stuff. They be having some good old baked chicken up in there, though. I used to be in there tearing that baked chicken up. You say he choosing violence. Hey, look, the only reason I'm letting him choose violence, Charlie X, you know why. He said them 5-piece tenders with red beans and rice. Hey, listen, man. What? So I love Boston Market Caesar. I never had the Caesar salad from Boston Market. Now y'all telling me, y'all putting me on, man. Y'all telling me what I need to hear. For real. He said Boston Market make you. Man, I used to fool Boston Market, man. For real. But yeah, man. So I see too many YouTubers like that I'm like, it's something in the air. And y'all remember, anybody that's been on this channel for a while, like, I had been having this conversation for over a year, and I'm like, yo, what is this? Where is it coming from? A lot of black YouTube, and because again, when you get on YouTube and you spew anti-black racism or you agree with anti-black racists, that's the quickest way for your channel to pop. I'm talking about, bro, if I was talking that same type of talk the Cartier family be doing, I probably would have about at least 60,000, 70,000 subscribers. If I was on that type of train, they be on, you know. But that ain't me. That's never gonna be the train I be on at all. So, you know, I'm not. My grind is a little slower, but it's all good, man. Like I appreciate the following and the I appreciate the family that I built up on my YouTube channel on my own. And again, I go to sleep good at night, knowing that I'm not selling out my people or throwing my people under the bus for the purpose of getting rich or getting a lot of money. You know, I would never throw my people under the bus to get a whole bunch of subscribers or to get some paper. I'm not cut like that. I'm not cut like that. Hey, Imperial Stats. Hey, that's my dog. You already know. Again, the quickest way to build your channel, you know how it start. It start reacting. You react to popular music, and then you go to Eminem content. But when you react to Eminem content, you gotta act like every Eminem song is the greatest song you've ever heard in your life. If you ever heard in your life, you gotta every Eminem song, you gotta be, oh my God, Jesus, oh man, oh God. You got every you gotta listen to Crack a Bottle and act like that's just amazing, the most amazing track you ever heard in your life. You got to listen to That's an Awfully Hot Coffee Pot and act like you just lost your mind. That's how you get, that's another way to get a big following. You know, and have, because I always say that, let's be real now. Let's be real. Half of Eminem fan base is hip hop fans, and the other half only listen to him. Half of Eminem's fan base is hip hop fans, and the other half is MAGA like it ain't nothing. Even though Eminem denounces MAGA himself, half of his fan base MAGA for real. And they try to rationalize being Eminem fans despite him hating Donald Trump. But yeah. Said the tap dancing mating callers. What about black on black crime? That's always what they holler, and they use my hometown in Chicago, Illinois, as a way to get that off. Being a Chicago native and still a Chicago resident, I always provide pushback to that every single time. Even in the Steven Crowder video where he talked about people being afraid to live close to black people because of they're scared to go to certain environments. You said you're being generous. 90% of Eminem fans only live. Hey, I am being generous with that 50%. I would say about 70% of Eminem fans only listen to him. Maybe 75. Only listen to him. They don't listen to no hip hop but him. But anyway, so yeah, man, me being in Chicago, I would use my city being used as that talking point. And Steven Crowder started talking about how, certain white folks are scared to go in certain neighborhoods because because of black fatigue and this ideology that black people are going to just attack them and they're going to be violent towards them. And I'm like, if they that scared of being victimized by black folks, why are they lining up to go to O Block to vlog, to create vlog content in O Block or go by King Von's mural? Why are they lining up if they so scared? Why are they taking their cameras over into Parkway Gardens, better known as O Block, to record footage for their YouTube channel and to do interviews with all these drill rappers in Chicago? If they that scared, why are they doing all that? Come on, man. Same way I say, because I saw in Steven Crowder's comment section, there were people saying it's just not black people, it's just not white people who have black fatigue. Other ethnicities feel the same way. And I said, what other ethnicities are y'all talking about? Because if you want to talk about the Asian community, if you want to talk about that, that's not true, because they have businesses all throughout black neighborhoods in Chicago. Majority of their businesses are in black neighborhoods. The same can be said for Arabs. Majority of their businesses are in black neighborhoods. So what's all this talk about people being so scared of black folks? Because we so violent and we so have this violent nature. Charlie Kirk was going around doing the same thing, talking about how violent black folks were, going on a college tour doing all of that, right? talking about how violent black people are and how scary we are and how we just gang members. And then he lost his life at the hands of another white man. So what? Come on, man. The projection is wild. Black folks, they never had a Proud Boys or KKK or Oath Keepers. That's a fact. That's a fact. And for those who are so afraid of us, those other ethnicities sure do love to talk like us and listen to our stuff. Exactly. And I said, for all this black fatigue that people say they tired of black people and all that, they always still love black culture. They love to play black music and listen to black rap artists, love to dress like black folks, use black slang, all of that. So what's up with this black fatigue then? If you can't stand black folks that much, you tired of being around black people, why are you consuming black content on a regular basis? Why are you dressing like black folks and talking like black people? Come on, man. And that's the truth. And that's a point. That great point. He said, and black people never mess with those foreign owned businesses that are in our communities unless they disrespect us. Truth. Nobody in there doing nothing to the Chinese restaurant in the hood. Nobody doing nothing to the nail salons in the hood that a lot of the Asians run. Nobody doing nothing to the corner store that the Arabs run at all. Like nobody doing nothing to them. That's why they feel so comfortable. They be over there in the hood, chilling out over in the hood. Why, if they were so scared of black people, they would stop putting their businesses where we reside. Ain't nobody doing nothing to them at all. See, it's a sick obsession. They love us and hate us, and we just minding our own black business. That's a fact. Like we minding our own business, and look what come of that. He said, without black folks, America would be akin to boiled chicken. Yes. And I would keep having to eat at restaurants that taste like Raising Cane's. Now, y'all know, and listen, Raising Cane's has some really fresh chicken. But if you ain't got that cane sauce on your chicken, the chicken bland as hell. I'm talking about the chicken tastes like somebody in New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, South Dakota, North Dakota, Idaho made the chicken. And you know what I'm saying without saying it. Come on, you know what I'm saying without saying it. That chicken bland as hell. If the cane sauce good, but they only want to give you 1 cup of cane sauce and make you pay for all the other sauce. Like you know this chicken need that sauce now. Come on now, like let's be for real. Y'all got no seasoning on this chicken. It's fresh, but ain't no seasoning on it. And without black people, a whole bunch of food would be tasting like that. So he ain't like y'all know y'all know I ain't lying. What? Said Raising Cane tastes like hospital food. Again, it's fresh now, but ain't no flavor on that chicken. You gotta drown it in cane sauce. Seriously. Khadijah, what's going on? He said, bro, Raising Cane's trash, and I swear folks be acting. Hey, the line be around the corner every time. Like I said, if I ain't got no cane sauce, I gotta drown it in hot sauce to eat it. Cause it has no flavor on there. But you gotta add some salt and pepper to it. Said Godfrey wants you to hit him up sometime, Machiavelli Mills. Godfrey from Chicago, too. He fellow Chicago brother, you know? Said raisins in the potatoes. Oh, man. But yeah, and that's another thing, too. When I was talking about, because somebody asked me, do I ever think at any point people like Anton Daniels and the Cartier family can be forgiven? And if they want to change, if they decide to change their ways, can they be brought back or welcome back into the fold of Black America? And I said, absolutely not. If I was in charge of it, no. because you already picked your side. You chose the side of anti-black racists. You chose people who hate black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really, really empathize with people who openly are racist against your own people. Like, and you think you're gonna get love from black folks after that? No, no, because you knew you were doing it for some money. So you gotta stay over there, man. Ain't no coming back over here. Like I said in my other videos, you can't come to the block party. You can't come to the Labor Day barbecue. You know the Labor Day. Remember the Labor Day barbecue? In Chicago, we always went to school the day after Labor Day. So the Labor Day barbecue happened the day before we go back to school. All your cousins, then be there, grandmama, granddaddy, all your favorite cousins come all through there. You can't come to that no more. You can't come to the block party. You can't come to the fish fry, the family reunion. You can't come to the trunk party that people be throwing for kids when they getting ready to go to college. You can't come to none of that. You got to stay over there. Once you decide that you become an apologist for anti-black racists, there's no room for you over here. None. And because the moment if somebody decide to welcome you back, you're gonna go running right back over there at the quickest opportunity to make you some paper. So no, ain't no room to forgive them. Oh, come on over here. You one of us now? Nah. PSA, I'm no longer talking to y'all in the chat. Shelton, man, what's happening, man? They in the chat going crazy. I'm looking at the chat and trying to talk at the same time, man. But yeah, like we ain't doing that. You can't come over here with the macaroni and cheese and the dressing. You know what I'm saying? You can't come over here. We can't come over here with the pot roast and all that. You got to stay in Magaland with stuffing and casserole. You can't come over here with the. You can't come over here with the macaroni and cheese and stuff. He said they weird as hell. I'm trying to see who up in here, what's being said up in here. What G Money say? Your services are no longer needed. Ah. You said, I think the Hodge twins are running out of options. If you go back 10 to 15, you will see they tried everything to make $1. There's no return from them where they at. Yeah, I'm sure. That's why a lot of they disappointed, man. Yeah, you can't come over here eating this Harris chicken with extra mild sauce, 6 wings, fried hard. You can't do that. You gotta go eat that casserole now. Eat that potato salad with the raisins in it. You can't come over here with us. You show what side your bread is buttered on. Your biscuit is buttered on, man. Oh my God, man. Y'all be having me dying laughing. But I be for real. I really be for real when I be saying a lot of this stuff because it's just getting out of pocket. And when I saw that leaked group chat, I said, oh, here we go. And I was just wondering where the videos were. Where are the videos from the Cartier family and Anton Daniels, Kwame Brown? Explain what was happening in this Republican group chat. Defend that, man. Can you? Let's talk about it. All the MAGA lovers. Said, you say, do the clan twins have a white? I'm not sure. So I'm dying at the chat. Great way to keep me up tonight. Hey, listen, man, the chat be crazy. It be all type of people coming through. Hey, I know people, it's people that be coming through here with fake pages of me, like fake YouTube channels. And I'll be like, what is going on? It's when they pop in all the time. All the time. Gems are ripped. My man's hollered out gems. Hey, King Hudson, you from Chicago for real? Cause you shouted out gems. Gems used to be on 95th, right by the Dan Ryan, by the red line. If you look at the video, Lil Reese got called Us. He up there, I think, at Gems on 95th, saying, can he get a Polish, no homo, with none of that mustard ish on? Like, what? But you shouted out Gems, man. That's some Chicago stuff. Gems, Maxwell's, all of that. You said, no, my family from up there. Oh, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. You got family in Chicago? Where you from, man? Said, man, if Godfrey caught your link in this chat, y'all will have a dope conversation about this subject. Yeah, man. Godfrey, no. Godfrey from Chicago. I got to get on Godfrey platform and holler at Godfrey. He said, see, weirdo, I'm seeing what's going on, Shelton. For real. Favorite Italian beef spot? It's a great question. Favorite Italian beef spot? You know what's funny? Growing up, we would eat a lot of Italian beefs, but then my father would, my dad would go get the Italian beef meat from the store. What's that store on, like, right off the expressway? The 69, 71st? Right off the expressway. He would go get the Italian beef meat from the store and go get the bread. Then he'd go get the cheese and the peppers and all of that, and he would make them at the house. So I would eat a lot of Italian beef at the crib. My pops would go get the meat, go get the cheese, the bread, the peppers, all of that, and make it at the crib. Do you know about Doc Rich? He was doing what the Cartier family was doing. I have no idea about him. He said, do you know about Doc Rich? He was doing what the Cartier family was doing way before. Now he's grifting, making Maga content. I never heard of him, Zero. It's a lot of people like this out here, a lot of black Maga content creators out here right now. And you should see the pats on the head that they get is ridiculous. They out here, they be so proud. You get rubs on their head like they a dog or something. It's very clowned out. Very clowned out. Said Johnny's Italian beef. Fire. It's a lot of people that be going to Al's beef. They got Al's beef downtown and stuff like that too. Only black people know about the cheese on the beef. What? And you got to make sure the Italian beef is soaked now. I don't want the bread to be just dry. And I want the, get some of the juice on there. Get some of the juice. Get some of the Italian beef juice on the bread, man. With the juice from the peppers on the bread. I need that. I need in on that, man. He said Butter Biscuit Brigade. That's a line, man. I'm gonna have to steal that from you. I'm gonna give you your credit though, Imperial Stats. Butter Biscuit Brigade. He said Byron Donald literally got a pat on the head in the House of Representatives. Which one was calling Donald Trump daddy? Which one was calling Donald Trump? Which one was calling Donald Trump daddy's home? Daddy's home. I remember I had made a whole that was Byron, wasn't it? Yeah. It's like now daddy's home. I mean, what? You calling another grown man your daddy? You calling another grown ass man your daddy? What's wrong with you? Yeah, Byron Donalds, that definitely was him doing that. Like, and I was like, this is the same group of people that always talk about, real masculinity and being masculine and people being too soft and too wimpy and all of that, and stuff being too people. It's a lot of people that be like, oh, you guys are too soft and you're not real men. There's a lot of masculinity is gone. And to call another man your daddy, this is what you really out here saying. You really saying it with your whole chest, calling another man, referring to him as your daddy. I was like, yeah, this brother's lost. He need a hug. We got to put him in one of them Big Brother programs that we used to see on TV shows. Remember 3J? 3J was in the Big Brother program on Family Matters. What's my boy name? Orlando Brown was in the one. Orlando Brown always was in a Big Brother program on the show. Always in a Big Brother program on every show. Jamie Foxx show, he was in the Big Brother program. I said that he need a Big Brother, a role model, a hug or something. Cause ain't no way you got a relationship with your daddy and you gotta call it another man daddy. Daddy's home. What is we doing out here? Tim Scott said to Trump, "I just love you." I bet he did. I just love you. I'm not, man. That don't surprise me that he said that at all. None whatsoever. He said he never got one. Said Orlando Brown needs to be in a Big Brother program right now. Every show he was in a Big Brother program. He was always the kid that was troubled youth. He was typecast as troubled youth, needing a big brother, needing a good role model. I like, man, why they keep having the brother in this role? He just looked mischievous, I guess. I was like, that's what we finna typecast you as. Mischievous young black man. Until he got into the That's So Raven bag. His That's So Raven bag, that's when he started, Yeah. You said, and these white Christian nationalists been telling Vivek what they really think. Yes. What they really think about him. And he's still in denial. Still in denial. It's like, well, how many ways they gotta tell you they don't respect you for you to finally get it? He said Tim Scott's beard. Everybody said that man got a love don't cost a thing, boo. That he just out here just walking around with it. Ah. Mills, you watched Stephen A on the Pivot podcast? I did not, but I was going to check it out. I was going to check out Stephen A on the Pivot podcast because I really wanted to see what he was going to say because he's been the topic of discussion for the past week. I actually didn't make any content about it at all. But, I saw him talking about telling Jasmine Crockett it's a way to talk and way to approach certain situations. And I'm looking like the president and people under him get to say the wildest stuff in the world. And everybody just accepts it. Oh, many, and not everybody, but you know what I mean. It's accepted like it ain't nothing. So to tell her she need to have a certain decorum when she talking, what? I seen the way Donald Trump was talking about other countries, everything. He say whatever he want to say in whatever manner he want to say it, and it's accepted and it's cool. You said, hold on 1 second. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Oh, this mom. God Family USA. All right, now you sounding like Cartier family for real. Mac, have you heard he said, Mac, have you heard about that MAGA rapper rapping about wow black people? It's crazy how they can use a black art form to convey their hate and not be innovative to come up with their own thing. It don't surprise me. First of all, MAGA and rap is just so oxymoronic. Those words don't even belong together. MAGA and rap don't belong in the same sentence. Like everything about MAGA is anti-rap, anti-hip-hop. Like, no. It's just, I don't know how you a MAGA rapper. When you ask them why you love Donald Trump, they be like, I just love him. They can't even explain it. Just love him. Yeah, he's just of the people. I just love him. Explain. You see all that I'm looking at the comments, y'all. Yeah, Trump gets to play by another set of rules where everybody else has to be classy in the eyes of conservatives. Hey, sometimes, man, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes you gotta get a little gutter with people. For real. Cause sometimes they don't understand that. They they want to eviscerate you while you be classy. And then when you respond back the same way they respond, and they be like classy, real classy, pal. Real classy. I'm like, I'm not trying to be classy. I'm definitely trying to get this disrespect off my chest. So I'm not trying to be classy with you at all. But no, I did see Stephen A. I did see the clip of Stephen A saying that LeBron James he never addresses white men. the same way he addressed him or whatever. I did hear him say that. I don't doubt that LeBron James would address a white man in that same manner. Like I said, people say he don't say that to Skip, but Skip Bayless is never at the games. I've seen him go at Doug Gottlieb. Definitely seen him clown Doug Gottlieb, and even talked about Doug Gottlieb's horrible record at the University of Wisconsin Green Bay, an alma mater that my friend went to. Like one of my best friends, Kiefer Sykes, just got his jersey retired at the University of Wisconsin Green Bay. Right? And all my criticisms of Doug Gottlieb do not belong to him. But yeah, like, yes, Serena husband, he ain't. It's the same thing. That's crazy because Doug Gottlieb was out stealing credit cards in school and then trying to talk this morality, try to preach morality to everybody else. You was out here thieving. Doug Gottlieb was the original card cracker. For real, and out here talking about everybody else and morality and all of that, and get up out of here. But anyway, when Stephen A said LeBron don't address white men the same way, that's been a known criticism of Stephen A. Smith. Everybody always says he does not have the same energy for anybody that's white the way that he has it for black folks. That's been a big criticism of his. So he said, wait a minute, I can just block him. I won't see him type anymore. Let me get to it. I never knew y'all could do that in the chat. That's crazy. Yeah. So yeah, I gotta watch the interview though. I saw the clip and I said, man, I gotta check this out because I'm sure they got into all types of conversations with Stephen A. regarding politics and everything. Charlie X say Stephen A. Exactly. When it was Dana White, he's my friend. I'm sure he is. Dana White is as MAGA as they come. Seriously. As MAGA as they come. Nothing about Dana White seems trustworthy at all. And you know how I feel about the black dudes in UFC and the MMA. You know, most of them are butter biscuit eaters. Seriously, and I've made videos about how it's hard for me to even get into the UFC because most of the brothers in UFC are aligned with MAGA rhetoric. They align themselves with anti-black rhetoric on a regular, everyday basis, and they just assimilate to it. UFC is ultra conservative. That is ultra conservative right wing environment, and a lot of the black fighters, they assimilate to it. They start becoming MAGA themselves. We see John Jones bowing down to Donald Trump. Like he won him a damn belt. Like he won the belt for him, like a dang old Mandingo fighter. Seriously. Derek Lewis, every time Derek Lewis talk, he gotta call out Donald Trump's name. That's become his whole shtick. He's the unserious black buck in UFC. Oh, my balls sweaty, my balls hurt. I called Donald Trump. I'm about to call every time he win. I got to call Donald Trump. Donald Trump just called me and say I got to get on the Russian. Donald Trump gonna call me in a minute. Now I just text Donald Trump. I just text Donald Trump, and Donald Trump said I'm about to be the one. They tell Donald Trump I say hello. I love Donald Trump. Donald Trump just called my phone. He put me on three-way. Every time he talk, goddamn, brother. Stand up. Tired of, he killed me. My balls sweaty. My balls hairy. Donald Trump, tell Donald Trump I use a razor, I use Gillette to wipe my. Tell Donald Trump I use Gillette to shave my balls. Like he stayed doing that. I've been watching this brother like every time he talk, I'd be looking at him. Are you gonna keep doing this, bro? It's becoming embarrassing. My balls hot. My balls sweaty. Tell Donald Trump I said it too. And all the MAGA conservatives in there, they be Derek Lewis, love that guy. I love how he says he's going to call Donald Trump. I love it. He says he's going to call Donald Trump. He's a real American. We need to get back to respectful Americans like this. They don't take him serious at all. At all. Every time he talk, he is the big buck that they use to make anti-black conservative white folks comfortable. That's who they march out there when they want anti-black conservatives to be comfortable around black folks. They try to march out Derek Lewis. He not serious about nothing at all, and he holler out Donald Trump name, so they just make them comfortable in that environment. Oh, big black scary man. Oh, but he talk about Donald Trump and his balls. He talks about Donald Trump and his hot sweaty balls all day. He's a good guy. He's all right with me. He's all right with me, pal. Oh, Donald Trump called Donald Trump yesterday. Tell him I got him some. Tell him I got him something from the store. Donald Trump called me. He texted me. Donald Trump take my phone this morning and say he loved that I say my balls sweaty and my balls hairy. Yeah, bro. And then, like I said, John Jones don't make it just make it worse. As soon as Ryan Garcia said what he said about black folks, oh, my mom timed me. Whoa. Who timed out my boy, man? Hold on now. Hey, Shelton, man, I appreciate the Cash App donation, man. My man Shelton just donated to me on the Cash App. Who timed out my boy? Don't be timing out Shelton now. That's my dog, man. I appreciate you too, Shelton. For sure. It's just like that's all he say. But yeah, soon as what's my man? Soon as Ryan Garcia said all that despicable stuff about black folks, the first person to take a picture with him was John Jones. I said, but John Jones can't help himself. He gotta come to that man. Anytime somebody anti-black, he gotta come to their aid and wrap his arms around them, showing all his teeth. Boy, John Jones in pictures with Ryan Garcia showing all his back teeth. Man, you see every cavity this brother didn't had. He just mouth just skinning and grinning with Ryan Garcia. I was just like, man, this is embarrassing. This was right after Ryan Garcia was talking all this crazy stuff about black people. John Jones couldn't wait to put his arm around him. I'm like, man, why are y'all so coded like this in UFC? What's up with this? Joaquin Buckley to be the only one standing tall and standing down on stuff. Brothers in UFC do all that fighting, be letting white boys say the N-words to them, letting white boys call them the N-word, do all this jujitsu and all this martial arts and all of that, and just be letting all that fly. And I told y'all what they be about. In the gyms that they work out in, they not working out in gyms with black folks. They in these gyms with a lot of racist people. And they learn to assimilate to the racism and just become subservient to it. They start saying stuff like, let's just let it roll off of my shoulder, man. Hey, man, I'm so numb to racism, man. It just doesn't bother me anymore, man. Just let it roll over my shoulder, man. I just let it roll over my shoulder, pal. I know it doesn't apply to me, so I don't bother to address it. Man, get that soft stuff up out of here. You know that this person actively is racist against your people and hates your people, but you're gonna let it go because it don't apply to you. What? What type of I'm not black, I'm OJ type rhetoric is that? You know, but yeah, but a lot of them, they definitely be in them working out in them gyms. That's how they be. You said John Jones is really close to his jiu-jitsu guy named Gordon Ryan, and he's super MAGA. Oh man, that figures. Like I said, a lot of them be working out in them environments with a whole bunch of MAGA, anti-black folks, and they just become subservient to it. They let it ride and let it slide. 100%, man. 100%. But yeah, Max, Stephen A. Smith still talking about LeBron James. Yeah, I know. Hey, and I saw the clip where he was like, after I said what I had to say about LeBron James, I was informed that LeBron wouldn't be bringing me up anymore. And he was like, "That's what I thought." I said, Stephen A. is out of his mind. That's what I thought is crazy to be saying. He said, "That's what I thought." When he he told LeBron, "That's what I thought." Well, he didn't say it to LeBron. He said it about LeBron when he heard Bron wasn't gonna be mentioning him no more. He said, "That's what I thought." And I'm like, Stephen A. What? What? Said Mankind anti-MAGA. Is he? Shout out to Mick Foley. Mick Foley always gave us some great matches, man. Always gave us great matches in the sport. Never cheated the wrestling fans out of nothing, man. He said Stephen A. really think he got more juice than LeBron. That because Stephen A. think he has the juice of an NBA player for real. Y'all remember that? You remember that clip of him walking into the arena and acting like he waving to people like he won, like he's an NBA perennial all-star, like he an NBA Hall of Famer. What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's up, y'all? What's going on? Hey man, what? See, I wouldn't be surprised if The Rock is undercover MAGA. He might be, but look, he openly supported Joe Biden in the last election, and oh my God, he got eviscerated by a lot of the right-wing fan base that he has amassed. Because The Rock used to be at the Republican, the RNC. He used to be at the RNC and stuff. Once he made an appearance at one, I forgot what year that was. Then he was supporting Joe Biden, and they hated The Rock after that. They called him all type of names. Said, yeah, the wrestling fan base was on The Rock head for supporting Joe Biden. It was tough. And so I don't know. Now I think he's gonna keep his political not affiliations, but he's gonna keep his political life or people he support. He's gonna keep anything politics related, anything related to politics, he's gonna keep it concealed after that. Yeah, that was 2000. Yep, for Bush. I knew it was for Bush, but I'm like, yeah. I was a senior in high school and remember it vividly. Yeah, he did. He definitely made an appearance at the RNC. He said when Rock was doing his partnership with Oprah, they was on his head. Oh man, what? He said if The Rock wants to be welcomed back home amongst his extended Samoan family, he better stay away from MAGA. Yeah, politics was so different in 2000. Yeah, man, it was a different atmosphere to politics at the time. He was. I remember that. Hey, man, I'm gonna say this too, because I gotta make another video. I always think about this, man. I saw this thing. I saw this thing about if y'all watch Dragon Ball Z at any point in y'all life, and people always bring up Vegeta when he was on Namek, right? And the warpath he was on, and I was like, man, Vegeta was like Nat Turner. He was like Nat Turner on Planet Namek, getting rid of all his oppressors and all of everybody who enslaved his people or was victimizing them. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that was brutalizing his people, him and his people, he was eliminating them. He said Hawaii a red state. The Rock knew better. Oh yeah, for sure. He took that leap of faith and they was on his head. It was somewhat different, but still a lot of people based their voting out on issues. For example, Bush got a lot of votes simply because people thought he was Clinton with good morals, which shows how stupid people are. Hey man, you know, I was a kid when all of this was happening, but I always think about like what was happening in the world during certain times as a child. To this day, and I always say this on my live stream, to see what happened with the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina was so crazy. And I didn't realize it till I was like a sophomore sophomore in high school when I watched When the Levees Broke, right? And watching that and seeing, because again, when you hear about Hurricane Katrina when you're a kid, because Katrina happened, I was super young. You're not really like interested in world news, or you're interested in it, but you're not connecting to it like that. I got to high school, and when you really see the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, it makes you want to cry. It makes you want to cry 100% because you be like, man, ain't no way. This was happening. Yeah, dead bodies floating in water, all of that. It was just, oh my God, I wanted to cry over and over again watching that. Cause I was like, yo, this people were really left for dead. And people didn't care. Black folks left for dead and people did not care. Um Dr. X say, Mac, a lot of people were angry with Clinton back in 2000, despite the economy being great for his 8 years, simply because he got some top from Monica Lewinsky. That was my first introduction of how stupid people are in America. Ah, man, it's crazy, man. I just think about that. He said I was a Goku when I was young, but became a Vegeta. You was a Goku fan, basically what you trying to say? You was a Goku fan when you were young, became a Vegeta fan later. Me as well. He said I saw that Hurricane Katrina. I saw that about Hurricane Katrina. I cried too. Khadija say, thanks for speaking on it, Mills. I cried for a long time and had bad dreams, but my brother and his wife and 5 kids was on a bridge for five. They was on a whoa. Wow. I gotta put that comment to see. She say my brother and his wife and 5 kids was on a bridge for 5 days. During Katrina, that is scary. How did y'all finally get in touch with them? Wow, that is horrific. Your brother, his wife, and his 5 children were on a bridge for 5 days. And I'm assuming at some point, y'all didn't have no contact with them at all. That's scary. Oh, I'm like, who's Zero talking? Zero. Hey man, don't even be going back and forth with him, Zero. I'm looking at what's going on. I'm like, who's Zero talking to? I see it. Man, listen. You ain't even gotta waste your time with it, man. Missing ballots in Florida, right? Missing ballots in Florida, all type of stuff. It'd be crazy, man. I remember that. I remember that. See, yeah, I was young too. I think I was like 2 during that election. Man, we remember all these different elections. But no, though, man. He said, you're definitely right, Mac. Say yes, 5 days. Bush didn't send help till 5 days later. One of my sisters found them at a disaster center. Whoa! Oh, Khadija, you got a story. You say your sister found your brother and his kids at a disaster center in Houston. Y'all didn't know where they was at, but your sister found them. Were you in were you still in New Orleans at the time? Were you living there at the time Katrina hit? Khadija say my brother was supposed to evacuate too, but he didn't leave because he couldn't find his father. he couldn't get in touch with him in time. Oh wow. So where was his father? Did something happen to his father, Khadijah? Mm. Yeah, that's horrific, man. I always think about that, like Hurricane Katrina, like them disasters that affected so many black folks, and it was just like people didn't care. And when I'm telling y'all, it took for me to be like a sophomore in high school to watch when I watched that when I watched when the levees broke for me to really understand what happened. And I was about 15 years old. I'm in the classroom about to cry because I'm just like, man, this is what I could never imagine living through that and experiencing that firsthand. Experiencing that firsthand. She said, I remember he said, yes, we evacuated a few hours before it hit. We're all in Houston. His father was an alcoholic and he just lived a very irresponsible life. My brother's wife said it was so many people was, yeah, so many people was dying around them. I can believe it, man. Like I said, I couldn't, when I'm listening, even the documentary, what is it on Amazon? What's that documentary Kugler and them did? When you hear them stories about that, like, what? Man, it's just it definitely is just it's traumatizing to even think about. Charlie X say, wow, that was the Louisiana Purchase Part 2. Crazy. But yeah, I always I'm interested into hearing like people that was living in New Orleans at the time, what was happening? How did they respond to all of that? You know what I mean? Did they leave beforehand? Did they were they there when it hit initially? My grandmother's sister was living in Biloxi, and Katrina hit Biloxi. She left. Well, her home was ruined. She was living in Biloxi, Mississippi, and it hit the Mississippi coast. So her home was ruined. It's on Amazon, yeah. And I think they literally have black. They have black out there shooting. Yeah, I definitely believe that. I was watching some of it. I gotta finish watching it. It was horrible. Couldn't been us. Could have been us. I grew up in Houston, Texas. I was home when even Harvey hit. Tumultuous times indeed. Hey, which hurricane was that hit in 2000 and 2021? In 2021, a hurricane hit. Which one was that? Imperial Stats say you went to Biloxi in '09 and things were still destroyed from Katrina. I can believe it. Unfortunately, Mississippi don't be getting the resources and the help that they need in a lot of them places, a lot of areas. A lot of places are very underserviced, underserviced or underserved. But yeah, my grandmother's sister, my great aunt, she moved from Biloxi and went to Vicksburg after her home got destroyed. Ida, that was Ida in 2021. Yeah, my mother was in New Orleans at the time Ida hit. She was there for a high school reunion. Her high school in Chicago decided to have a class reunion in New Orleans, and her and my mama best friend, my mama and her best friend, who's like an auntie to me, uh, they went out there. They went to New Orleans and shoot, they lost power like crazy in the hotels. The hotels run off the generator for a minute, then they had to get evacuated to uh to Texas, to Texas, Houston. So Zero said we've had a lot of hurricanes in Florida, but they don't come close to some of the disasters you guys are mentioning. Yeah, man, like to see how high the water got in Katrina. Like the water, people on the roofs of their house, like it's up to the roof. What? And you got deceased bodies in the water, feces in the water. Like, come on, man. Khadija said the winds was hideous. I'm glad my family evacuated, but they came home with holes in their roof, walls knocked out. I know it. I know they did. He's the Gulf is practically always a target for sure. You say you talking about for Hurricane Ida. Okay. Got you. Well, Ida, yeah, man. My mama was in New Orleans when Ida hit, man. I was scared. Cause shoot, she couldn't even she had to use her friend phone to talk to me. So, my mama went out there to have a good time. And then, the hurricane hit. I'm like, man, at the time my son was probably like, he wasn't even one yet. He was in the months still. And I'm at home with him, working from home, and I'm like worried about my mama. But she was getting in touch with me every chance she could. And when they got up out of there, I guess I was glad she was all good, but it was crazy. Zero said back in 2017, I lived in a flood zone during Hurricane Irma. The water was almost above my knees. Yeah, man, like when water be getting high like that, when it gets super high like that, it's just like again to the roof. When the water at the roof, that's crazy. Imperial Stat said, I didn't know Orlando, Florida was hood. We went to go to Universal Studios and they was popping, they was getting it popping outside the hotel. I've been in Orlando so much, y'all. I didn't been to Disney about 5 times in my life. We would always stay in Kissimmee, and then we go right to Disney. We go to Disney, and we go to Universal Studios too. Well, not all the time because this is super expensive, but yeah. Brian Chapman say still another month left in hurricane season. See, it's crazy. I don't even know when hurricane season is. Shout out Orlando, man. Every time I used to love Orlando. Used to live in Kissimmee. Hey man, I remember the first time I went to we went to Disney. We were little kids. And I probably was like 6 years old. My mom worked for United Airlines, so we would fly for free. Moms used to take us to Disney a lot. We used to go to Mall of America, stuff like that. Go visit family, DC, all of that type of stuff, right? So my mama took us to Orlando. We stayed in Kissimmee though. And I remember this at the time, they had a spot called Uno. Was it like a pizza place or something like that? Uno's or something like that, I think it was called. Zero, I don't even know if this spot even around still in Kissimmee. A spot called Uno or Uno's or something. This is a long time ago, y'all. Like long time ago. But yeah, we always stayed in Kissimmee, man. So yeah, Orlando is actually the hood. People think it's not because Mickey Mouse. Uno's, yep. It's the Chicago style pizza. Yep. That we went. That's what we went to. Went to Uno's in Kissimmee. I remember this vividly. Because we was eating the pizza. I was so happy. Then I was falling asleep because we was up all day. I fall asleep at the table. I was smiling and happy after I ate the food. I'm falling asleep, knocked over my drink at the table and everything. But I remember this, and my mom. That's why I'm grateful for the mother that I had. I was able to experience a lot of different things, even though we didn't have a lot of money. You know, my dad did, whatever he could to make sure we had, and my mama did too. So yeah, my mama took us to Florida, man. That was the best time of my life. And she tricked us. I remember we were going to Orlando. The first time we went to Disney, she tricked us and told us we was going to Birmingham because we had family in Birmingham, Alabama. She told us we was going to Birmingham because one of our aunties got sick. We was going out there to go visit her. We were at the gate at the time. I'm like 5. I'm not even 6 yet. I'm like, I think maybe 5. My sister's 7. And my sister could read very well. And my sister was very observant. My sister is, I got a sister 2 years older than me. She always been super observant. She's at the gate and she reading the gate and say, Mama, this say Orlando. I thought we were going to Birmingham. And my sister say, dang, y'all going to Disney World, y'all. We was at the gate jumping up and down, screaming, yeah. We was jumping up and down at the gate because we was just so happy we was going to Disney. For real. So I always remember that moment when my mama tried to fake us out and how we was so excited at the gate, you know. Nah, man, he said that's dope. Yeah, man, my mama always was doing some stuff to try to have us, have a good time. So I remember the first time we went to the Mall of America, out my mind was blown that it was a mall with roller coasters in it and all these different like stores, and we was eating all the different popcorn and all that. It was a great time. We've been to the Mall of America a few times. So you in Atlanta. Shout out to ATL, man. I told you, Imperial Stats, my boy in Marietta, man, my dog. My boy Rara. Rara went to Mississippi Valley with me. But yeah, man, he ended up transferring to Fort Valley after he left Mississippi Valley. But that's still my dog to this day. He in Marietta. And then matter of fact, my cousin, I got a cousin in Marietta, man. So I gotta come out that way, man. I gotta go back out that way. Traveling early will broaden your horizons for sure. Yeah, man, like because my mom worked for United Airlines, like we was flying in first class. And again, like we was living in Inglewood at the time. So 2 young kids from Inglewood in Chicago, we flying first class, all the flight attendants talking to us, and you know, the flight attendants talking to us, they giving us this food that at the time it probably would have been nice to try, but we was little kids. I'm looking at my sister like, man, where's the chicken nuggets and fries at? I'm not like, they got all these fancy food with grapes on it and stuff. In first class, I remember, man, I wish I could have had a recorder at the time. Yeah. Like we had a camcorder or something. They had all this food. Me and my sister looking at each other like, man, what is this? I want some chicken nuggets, man. Where's the nuggets from Wendy's at? Y'all got that on here? But first class. Now we wasn't rich at all. My mama worked for the airline, so that was the benefits. We could fly in first class because she worked for the airlines. We was living in Inglewood, bro. Nowhere near rich, boy. Inglewood is where like D Rose and them from. D Rose and them was from. We was living in like a project building called Low Terrace at the time. So I want to check out Chicago. Y'all city skyline fly as hell. Yeah, you gotta come, bro, man. Imperial Stats, when you come, you gotta let me know when you come so I can link with you, man. Zero say next time you're in Florida, Mac, we got a link. That's a fact. Definitely got a link. The last time I was in Florida was 2022. And I had went to Miami. I went to Miami with my boy celebrating his birthday. And that's when I was in Tussie's. They had me in the strip club up in Tussie's. All of that. So yeah. Next time I come, Zero, I gotta link with you, man. Yeah, man, Chicago has a beautiful skyline, man. Like I said, I always tell people you can't let national news scare you from this city. So many people come here, especially like for the first time. If you go on YouTube and you look up any videos that say first time visit in Chicago, people love it. What's the boat rides like on the lake? Oh man, boat rides fire, Khadijah. I don't know if you remember, Khadijah. I had took a video of me on an architectural boat tour in Chicago, and I posted it up on my page. A few videos like that. The boat ride's fun. And I went on the day, it was beautiful. It was warm weather, sun was out, good vibes, good people. It was beautiful. It wasn't too hot, but it wasn't cold at all, and it wasn't too hot at all. It was just right. And then looking at the scenery, the architecture, the buildings, all of that, it was real dope. The news ain't never made me not want to visit the shop. I know how they lie. Yeah, they be lying. So that's why I like Kev on stage, man. Kev always be talking about how much he loves Chicago. Hey, as a matter of fact, man, Kev was at a pizza spot probably like 3 minutes away from where I stay at. And I'm like, my man's right around the corner from where I stay at. For real. And went to go get this pizza. Yeah, man, Chicago, third largest city, man. So it's a lot of different places to check out. It's a lot to do. It's a ton to do, man. So you can never get bored because it's just every type of activity for you to do. And we really get 4 seasons. We really experience 4 seasons in Chicago. So like you're gonna be able to, I mean, you're gonna get snow, of course, but you're gonna get hot heat in the summer. You're gonna get the spring weather, you're gonna get fall. I can't like again, fall season is here, so you know. Now it's time for the hoodies and the jackets and all of that. And I couldn't wait for the fall weather because y'all know I used to live in H&M. They used to have the little pea coats and stuff in H&M. I couldn't wait to throw them pea coats on and my little hats, my pea coat, boy, my little Chelsea boots. Ah! See, I go to St. Louis for the hood Chinese food. It's fire like an MF. I already know it is. I know it is, big dog. The black people be taking some dope video with a lake. 100%. Zero say Miami is like a different state compared to the rest of South Florida. I can't stand Miami. ah! So he hasn't delivered ish. Are prices lower? Do people have more affordable health care? What has he delivered? Great response, Brian Chapman. What has he delivered for real? So I wouldn't dare ever come in the winter. I grew up in Louisiana heat. I wouldn't make it. Yeah, man, it's so crazy, man, how like when you grow up in something, well, I don't care. Chicago cold is cold. I could be from Chicago all day long and I'm still gonna get cold. I just gotta bundle up and prepare for it. But like I remember the first time I got into in Mississippi heat. What? No, first time I experienced Florida heat as a little boy, because we stayed going to Florida in the summertime, right? July, when we was out of school and stuff, June, July. What? It was so hot in Florida. I'm talking about my sister, my little baby sister. One year we went, this 2007. We went one year, I remember this because I had just graduated from 8th grade. We went to Florida, went to Disney in 2007. My little sister was so hot, she say, Mama, can we go into a store or something? It's too hot out here. Because every store in Disney got AC blasting out the store. You know what I mean? So yeah, my little sister say, Mama, can we go into a store or something? It's too hot out here. Charlie X say, I'm right there with you, Mac. I grew up in Minnesota. Shout out to Minnesota, man. A lot of black folks in Chicago go to Minnesota. And from what I understand, like you can find like a cheaper housing and things like that. So a lot of black folks in Chicago be going to like Iowa and Minnesota at some point. So it's a lot of Chicago people that find their way up in Minnesota. My early memory of Minnesota was going to the Mall of America. Going to the Mall of America and just being in awe. We got on this ride. They used to have this little ride in the Mall of America called Paul Bunyan's Log Cabin or something. We had a little big old steep drop that we would get on. Me and my older sister. We stayed when we had my mama on that. My mama was scared out of her mind. My mama do not do roller coasters or nothing like that. We had my mama on that because we were so little. So we were so young that she was like, she didn't want us to get on by herself. So she got on with us. Boy, we had a picture of that when we were about to go on that drop. My mama was looking scared as hell, like her body, she about to jump out of her body, boy. I was looking scared too, because I low key was scared when I saw how steep the drop was. I tried to play it off, but man, said St. Louis heat is dry. That humidity would make you cuss out there. Shout out to the Lou. You know what I mean? Shout out, cause Nelly was the first rapper. Like, you know, Chicago at the time, we didn't have no mainstream rappers. Common and Do or Die and Crucial Conflict was out, but they wasn't mainstream for real. Like they wasn't getting radio play consistently. Right? So I'm thinking in my mind, man, Chicago never gonna get no mainstream rapper. So I gotta celebrate anybody from close by the city. So when Nelly came out and he was representing the Midwest, I'm like, I'm rolling with Nelly. Then he made Midwest Swing. It was up. But then some years later, we would get Kanye West from Chicago. And then he put Twista in the limelight. Twista was always fire. But Twista became more of a mainstream name when Slow Jams dropped. And then Kanye did Overnight Celebrity for him and all of that. Then Kanye did B, which is one of the best albums I ever heard in my life. He did B for Common and all of that, man. But if then Chief Keef and Lil Durk and then will come later. But I never thought that we would have a mainstream rapper from Chicago like that. Damn, man, you could talk your hey, Germany, what you trying to say? I got a degree in communications. So of course I could talk, brother. I can sell salt to a slug. I can get a fine woman out of drawers too. Let me stop. I'm talking crazy. Khadija, these are just jokes, Khadija. Don't think I'm just, a vile-natured individual. Said, man, we love Twista in the South in the 90s. Shout out Twista, man. Hold on. I can sell water to a whale, salt to a slug. I can sell raid to a bug. Ah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen now. What we still me and my homies them used to joke and say, I can make a 50-year-old woman blush. You hear me? And now I'm talking about when I was 21, 22. I can make a 50-year-old woman blush. So yeah, I could talk. Yeah. Common and Lupe are them guys. Yeah, they definitely are them guys, 100%. Yeah, we definitely had the brat. She was she was with JD and the A. 100%. And and then we had Lisa Ray McCoy. She wasn't no rapper, but she was finding than Frog here. Sure. I wanted Lisa Ray ever since I saw the movie Players Club. Your rhyming is reminding me of Muhammad Ali. Throw thunder in jail. Ah. Hey, yeah, Lloyd Banks, he did say that. I can make a 40-year-old feel like a young lady. Shout out to Want to Get to Know You. For real. Hey, what Muhammad Ali say, Zero? I'm so mean, I make medicine sick. Rumble, young man, rumble. Mm, 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 mm. Muhammad Ali's be doing all that. Ali was ah, Ali had all the rhymes. Floyd Mayweather father, Floyd Mayweather Sr. always thought he was Muhammad Ali with them dang on rhyming schemes. I'm the best. There's no contest. I must say that I'm better than the rest. I'm the best. There is no test above the rest. You better wear a vest. You be like, all right now, all right now, Floyd Sr. For real, do you see Layla and Clarissa going at it? Yes, I did see that. Hey, y'all want to see something? I told y'all, like, I got a problem. I got a problem for real. Look what I got earlier. I ate one cookie out this thing. Why the damn bag look like it got grease all on it? I don't know why. But I went earlier today and got a cookie toe. And I only ate one cookie out of it. His post-fight interview after beating Foreman will always be like, hey, Ali one of the ones. Now, Ali sit up there and talk to you. He said, man, every time I turn on the TV, everybody that was doing something good, they always had them white, He said, Tarzan, he the king of the jungle. He's in Africa in the jungle. He white. He was white. Then he said, what did he say? He said, Mama said, he said, then Angel's food cake was white, devil's food cake was black. When you're trying to get somebody caught up in trouble, you blackmailing them. Everything that was bad was black. Did he? What did he say? What else he say? Um, yeah. Clarissa ain't gonna prove nothing by fighting Layla. But Layla was saying like she wanted to fight though. That's the thing. Layla was making it seem like she wanted to get out at first. Like she wanted to squabble. Zero. He was talking to Ernie Terrell when he said that. Was that Ernie Terrell he was talking to? When he said, you the only person call me Cash Play. Why you don't call me my name, man? Call me my name. Yeah, Clarissa, hey man, Clarissa's a bad woman though, man. Clarissa's a bad woman though. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, Clarissa cold, man. I'm like for real. A lot of people aren't privy to women's boxing to really know how good Clarissa is, man. And what's crazy is, despite Layla Ali, and her accomplishments and how Layla Ali was a great fighter. She was a great fighter for sure, and she was the GOAT of women's boxing until Clarissa came around, in my opinion. And the reason why I say Clarissa is taking that title is that women's boxing has advanced tremendously in today's climate. Today's sports climate is like women's boxing is way better than what it used to be. The competition is actually way better, despite people don't like to give Clarissa credit for her wins, but the competition is actually much better than it was when Layla was fighting. You had some good fighters during that time period, but for the most part, like uh, it was a lot of women's boxing was in its infant stages. Said Layla and Ann Wolf, that group of female boxers, were the first female boxers that I love. But I'm someone who respects new generation. So Clarissa, my girl right now. Yeah. Layla Ann Wolf was hitting like a Mack truck, boy. For real. Yeah, Clarissa tough, man. 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Like I think you cannot like Clarissa all you want to. That's fine. That's fair. If you don't like Clarissa, that it is what it is. But I saw somebody say Clarissa is a sloppy fighter, and I said, "Come on, man. The girl got 2 Olympic gold medals. She polished now." Call me old fashioned. I don't like to see women box. Respect to them though. Say you don't like to see it. It's too brutal for you. Hey man, shout out Christy Martin, man. Yeah, man. Coal miner's daughter, man. Yeah, man. Shout out Christy Martin. For sure. Oh, Lisa Bumgarner now. Lisa Bumgarner fine now. I ain't, hey. Lisa Bumgarner fine. She cold. I don't know why AB did that to her though. Why AB was saying that. What did he say? Montana Love ran through you. Bunny, Robert Easter Jr. ran through you. I was like, oh no, now. Why did AB do that? I don't know if it's true or not, but she cold though. That mother fine. Woo! I'll be looking at her like, oh my God. Yeah. Hey man, I think Alicia date Tony Harrison. I think she does. I don't know. Maybe they was dating at some point. Tony was training her, I think. Shout out Tony Harrison. I like Tony Harrison. Super bad, man. Yeah, Clarissa went into MMA, man. I respect that. I really respect that. I mean, I think Tony, Tony Harrison from Detroit. I don't know if she is not still, but I know it was looking like they was low key dating or something. I think Tony was training her though at one point. But yeah, the one that fought Charlo, yes. Tony Harrison, he beat Charlo for the belt. Then Charlo avenged his loss, and he knocked Tony out. Stopped Tony. It was a close fight too. That fight with him and Tony was close, but then Tony kept getting caught with them shots, and then got dropped in the later rounds of the fight. But yeah, Charlo avenged the loss and got the belt. For sure, for sure. So I don't know what them Charlo brothers doing. They might as well just retire. They're not gonna fight. Yeah, man. I think Jamel about to come back though. Jamel about to come back. Jamal maybe gonna have another fight soon too though. But I think Jamel Charlo about to fight pretty soon. He talking like he about to get back in the mix now. For sure. Shoot, but hey man, I appreciate y'all getting on, man. I gotta get off this thing, man. Shoot, gotta get up in the morning. Hey, Juice, man, what's happening with you, boss? Yeah, I talked about that leaked group chat situation. But yeah, man, I'm about to get off this thing, man. I've been on here for 2 hours, man. I appreciate all the love y'all showed me. Appreciate everybody that gave donations, whether it was on Cash App, or whether it was through YouTube. I appreciate it all. I appreciate everybody that came through and watched, that commented, that liked the videos. Please like the video, y'all. Please like the video. It helps me out in the YouTube algorithm if y'all do that, man. I'm gonna talk to y'all tomorrow though. We ain't done. We not done. We not finished. I'm gonna talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.